So we are going to get into the crux of the matter, which is how to perform Umrah. Okay. So now the whole process of Hajj is, think of it as like a puzzle. Okay. Like, like the puzzles that we put together, different, there are different pieces to this puzzle. Okay. And you need to focus on each piece one at a time, fix that piece, and then the whole picture will come together. Okay, so we're going to be covering how to perform Umrah, then how to perform Sa'i. We already figured out how, what is the Miqat, how do I go into Ihram, what are the rulings of the Ihram. So those were all one aspects of it. Now we're going to go into the Umrah aspect of it. Okay. Okay. So Umrah overview of, just like yesterday, sisters, I know many of you are from UAE. So when the Maghrib Adhan goes, please put a message in the chat window so I'll give you a break. Okay. Overview of Umrah as per the Sunnah. So any act of worship. Okay, my students, my regular students, they know I always ask this question. But since we have a lot of new people, my regular students, please try to avoid answering this question. Okay. Any act of worship will not be accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unless it meets two major conditions. What are these two main conditions? Any act of worship is not accepted unless it meets two main conditions. What are these two? Okay. Sister Shaista says ikhlas. What's the other condition? That's correct. Ikhlas is the Qur'an and Sunnah. Niya is the same as ikhlas. Yes, Sister Shaista, you got it right. The Sunnah, right? So the first condition is that the act of worship has to be done sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for showing off, not to say, oh, she went for Hajj, subhanallah, right? Not for any worldly gain. Any act of worship, even a salah, even your dua, even your dhikr, whatever you do, it has to be done solely to seek the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. And the second condition is that it should be upon the Sunnah. Okay. That is following the methodology of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To give you a very simple example to understand this, Asad Salah. Can I pray Asad Salah as 5 rakahs? I'm doing it sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I want to pray it 5 rakahs. Can I do it? No? Really? I cannot? Come on, I'm doing it sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No? Oh my goodness. Your sisters are very tough on me here. Why? Is 4 rakahs mentioned in the Quran? Is 4 rakahs mentioned in the Quran? The number of rakahs for every salah, is it mentioned in the Quran? No, it's not mentioned in the Quran. Okay, okay. So the number of rakahs for every salah was taught to us by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He didn't just come up with this. This was all based on revelation given to him from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through angels Jibreel. Okay, so the number of rakahs for every salah is not mentioned in the Quran. It is taught to us by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so if we just do an act of worship sincerely for the sake of Allah, but it is not following the methodology of the Prophet, then this act of deed will be rejected. You have to apply this concept to anything. Okay, it is adhan time. Okay. So we'll stop here, and sisters, go for your Maghrib Salah and come back. In the meantime, if anybody has any other questions, please who are not from UAE or who are not praying, please feel free to ask. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope all of you are back. So let us, inshallah, resume. So we talked about the two conditions for any act of worship to be accepted, which is ikhlas and ittiba sunnah, that is following the methodology of the Prophet. Okay, so what are the pillars of Umrah? The pillars of Umrah is made up of four main things. Okay, four main things. That is, and if the pilgrim does not complete one of these, then the Umrah is incomplete. Okay, what are these four main? It is entering into the state of Ihram, doing the Tawaf, doing the sa'i between Safa and Marwa, and shaving or trimming of the hair. Okay, so these are the four pillars of Umrah. Entering into the state of Ihram, Tawaf, sa'i, trimming the hair or shaving the head. Okay, now description of Umrah as per the Sunnah. The first step is to enter into the state of Ihram when at the Miqat point. Okay, and we said that entering into the state of Ihram consists of three parts. One is the physical, which is the clothes. The second is the niyyah itself, and the third is the talbiyah. Since you're coming to do Hajj Tamattu, what do they have to say? Do is have the niyyah that they're going to do Umrah. Okay, only Umrah. Okay, so first they enter into the state of Ihram. Then these are the things as per Sunnah. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after he reached Makkah, he used to take a ghusl, okay, a full shower. So if it is possible for you, take a full ghusl after reaching Makkah. You can go into your hotel room and check in, and then after that, you can take a full ghusl if that is possible. And it is very nice if you can take a ghusl. Why? Where are we going? Where are we going? To do your Umrah, where are we going? The house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes. Would you want to go to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala smelling, sweating, clothes dirty? No, we cannot. We cannot. So we need to be fresh. So even if you don't want to take a head shower, that's fine. At least take a body shower, change your clothes, wear a fresh set of clothes, no perfume, okay? Wear a fresh set of clothes and then go for doing your Umrah, inshallah, okay? And then you start with the Tawaf, okay? And we will go into how to perform Tawaf in the chapter of Tawaf, okay? So you perform Tawaf, and for the Umrah of the Tawaful of the Hajj Tamattu, the men have to uncover the right shoulder and they do the Ramal. What are these? We will explain when we do the Tawaf itself, okay? Then after the Tawaf is done, what is Tawaf? Is to go around the Kaaba in an anti-clockwise direction for 7 rounds. After you finish that, then you perform 2 rakat of Salah. How to do this? We will go into it. After that, we drink Zamzam water, kiss the black stone if possible, and it's going to be extremely crowded, so it's not going to be possible. So you just let it go, and then you go and perform sa'i before Safa, between Safa and Marwa, again 7 times. You start at Safa and you end at Marwa. That is considered as 1 time. And then Marwa to Safa is the 2nd time, and so on and so forth till you finish 7 times. And so this is not 7 rounds, okay, but 7, just 1. Safa to Marwa is 1, Marwa to Safa is 2. And how to perform sa'i, we will go into that when we do that section. After that, you proceed to have your hair cut or shaved, and this is only for tamattu, okay? And once you do this, because we said for for ifrad, Hajj ifrad and Hajj kiran, we do not cut your hair because you do not exit out of the state of ihram. You are remaining in your state of ihram. So which is why Hajj Tamattu is preferred and recommended, because after you finish your Umrah, you will be relieved out of your ihram restrictions. Okay. And if you are doing Hajj Kiran or Hajj Ifrad, then you must remain in your ihram and you should not cut your hair. So once you exit from the state of ihram, you are relieved of all the prohibitions that we went over. Okay, who can cut a person's hair? You can cut it for each other. A husband can cut it for the wife. A wife can cut for the husband. Okay. Just be careful that the women do not, right in the side area, do not, unwrap your hair and start cutting it right then and there. No, don't do it. Go back to your hotel room. And if you're staying in the room with your husband, then ask your husband to cut it with you. If you have long hair, you can just take it to the front and cut it. If you're staying with other sisters, you can cut it for each other. Okay. And one year, subhanallah, one of the sisters, she had finished her Umrah. I cannot remember if it was her Umrah or if she had just finished her tawaf for the Hajj. I think it was the tawaf for the Hajj. And she is calling me frantically. And she asked, sister, the other sisters in my room are saying that only those who have exited their ihram can cut each other's hair. And subhanallah, each one of them were in their ihram. So they were all confused. Who's going to cut? So she said, I'm waiting for my husband to go shave his hair, exit his state of ihram, and then come and cut my hair. I told her, no, that is not at all required. There is no restriction like that. Anybody can cut anybody's hair. Of course, don't leave your hair to a non-mahram to cut. Okay. So please, sisters, don't call me with that question. Okay. How much hair should be cut? Yes, we will go into that section. Can we cut your own hair? Yes, you can cut your own hair. That's why I said, if you have long hair, you can just bring it to the front. You can cut it yourself. Okay.